Hello, this is the trade site Forex market preview and international economic data roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, the 15th of May, 2016, and ending on Friday, the 20th. Hope you had a good trading week. Here's a look at the Forex dollar index. We did close out the week with two nice trades on Thursday into Friday. Made for a positive week. Obviously, the dollar index has been on a rise, bouncing back from sweeping the lows. No signal on this one in terms of the seeker signal, but you'll see that the all-important euro dollar did have a sell signal, which is the inverse of the dollar index, and we've been selling off ever since. So that signal's in place, and that's helping the dollar climb. And of course, the target of this move would be the red static trend line that you see below. Pound dollar, a lot less interesting, just drifting in the middle of a narrow range over the last 4 months or so. Aussie dollar had a look at that 13 sell signal back up a month ago, and look how hammered it's been since then, right on target. Pound yen had a 13 buy signal. It's still holding above that. It's already rallied off of that, though. Euro yen, 13 buy signal already bounced, came back a bit. It's holding the lows. Pound Swiss, not much here. New Zealand dollar. This thing doesn't trade much anymore, unfortunately. Let's look at the intraday action for the week. 30-minute candles. You can see last Sunday's open was about even. Monday was very slow. Tuesday was very slow. Wednesday, we finally got to move up. Thursday, we finally got to move back down. Friday, we cracked new lows. Note that this is really interesting. Until Friday, the entire week was on the euro dollar was in less than 100 pip range. That's horrible. With Friday's action, the high to low is about 170 pips. So not the biggest week ever on the euro dollar for range. We'll take a look also at the pound dollar, of course. And you can see here, again, not the fact that we pulled out, think about this. We ended up with 110 and a 70 pip winner on the last 2 days of the week. Here, you've only got 180 pips high to low for the week. And again, if you just look at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the entire range was 80 pips for that. I mean, that's been a while since we've seen it that slow. So that's not impressive from a trading perspective, and that means there's not much else to say about what's going on here in this market. All right, let's take a look at the data coming out this week, get an idea and a roadmap for where we're heading. Sunday, UK, right move HPI, housing price index, Japan's PPI. Oh boy, a lot of Europe on bank holiday Monday, so be aware of that. We may or may not make calls Sunday night then, with Switzerland and Germany and France all closed. I guess the UK is open. Preliminary machine tool orders out of Japan, Empire State Manufacturing Index here in the U.S., NAHB Housing Market Index here in the U.S., Bank of Canada review, tick long-term purchases out of the U.S. in the afternoon. Australia's got their monetary policy meeting minutes from the last meeting and their new motor vehicle sales, inflation expectations out of New Zealand. None of that's going to move the market. Revised industrial production out of Japan, PPI out of Switzerland, Italian trade balance. Then the UK does their inflationary data up, CPI, PPI, RPI, HPI, everything at once. I always thought we should do that here in the US too. Makes a lot of sense to me. Europe's trade balance, that can be a big number at 5 a.m. Eastern time on Tuesday. Manufacturing sales out of Canada. US has their CPI. That's one of our big three, so we'll be half size going Monday into Tuesday ahead of that. Housing starts, building permits, capacity utilization, industrial production, all here in the U.S. Skip to the evening. You've got New Zealand's PPI. You've got Japan's GDP number for the first quarter. MI leading index out of Australia, wage price index out of Australia. Now we're into Wednesday. Unemployment rate out of the UK. Final CPI out of Europe. German 10-year bond auction. Canada's foreign securities purchases. U.S. crude oil inventories, that's the weekly number. The minutes from the last Fed meeting at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, not going to change anything. Employment change and unemployment rate out of Australia at 9:30 p.m. Wednesday night. And then into Thursday, lightens up quite a bit here. Oops, sorry. We've got all industries activity out of Japan, current account out of Europe, retail sales out of the UK, French and Spanish 10-year bond auctions. We've got wholesale sales out of Canada. We've got Philly Fed and unemployment claims out of the U.S., CB leading index here. Fed members speaking. We've got natty gas. Visitor arrivals out of New Zealand that night. The G7 meetings begin. Credit card spending out of New Zealand. That'll move the market. Nah. German PPI. CBI industrial order expectations. CPI and retail sales out of Canada. Existing home sales here in the U.S. So the big one is the CPI. And we have bank holiday in most of Europe to start the week. So probably a light night if we make some calls on Sunday night, and then of course half size ahead of the CPI. This is options expiration week. It's not triple expiration, so it doesn't really affect the Forex stuff as much. Hopefully we get more range than we saw this last week. I hope we're not going into the summer doldrums already. We'll see what happens. I will be off Monday, Tuesday, but it won't affect the calls or the reports for Forex. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal 12. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading week.